Well, I'm on the way out to Emmanuel Lutheran Cemetery, and this road is a dead end. It goes for 3/4 of a mile, and then it ends at this cemetery. And well, I'm glad that this camera works pretty good in the dark. It's almost sundown, and I'm going to try to get there before it gets dark. And maybe check it out. I'm thinking this is probably a pretty old cemetery, and it's small, and it's way out in the middle of nowhere. And so I'm thinking that I'm hoping that I can find some pioneers. Okay, here it is. You can see I spotted it about 1.5 miles away, because one of the telltale signs of a cemetery out in the country like this is that it usually has trees around it, and they're usually made in a certain pattern, and I guess they're just easy to spot after you've been to a few of them. But yeah, this is very remote. Like I said, it's about...
In 600 feet, you will arrive at your destination.
Okay, 600 feet. Yeah, this might be an old family cemetery that could have gotten, like an addition. I've seen a few like that, but I don't have Jesse with me.
You have arrived.
Jesse is not here with me, so he won't be able to help me. But I do have a good flashlight, so... And I'm guessing, just from an initial assessment, I don't even think there's 100 people buried here. There might be. There might be 100. That's about it. And this is in a very remote place. But the first graves that I run across, this one's from 1920. These ones over here are 1889 to 1963. So this could have well been a pioneer. And here's the father, 1891 to 1944. Yeah, he was probably a pioneer as well. This is a family that probably homesteaded way back in the day. It seems like everywhere I go, I'm finding young children who died during the pioneer days or even afterwards. This is really sad. These folks here, it looks like both their children died. Well, this one lived for just from the 9th to the 10th, one day in 1952. This one's 1949. This one lived from June 24th to July 10th of 1949. So really sad. The rate of infant deaths was really quite high. Here's a young baby, lived from January 25th, 1907 to September 26, 1908. Yeah, this was a very tough area to grow up in those days. And this cemetery is, well, this would have been where some of the early settlers would have come to farm. So, yeah, there's some old settlers buried here. This one's difficult to read, but it says 1931 to 1932. Joyce Lee. Very sad. She's just a baby. Here's another baby. Well, no, this one's older. 1932 to 1949. Whatever, not even 20 years old. Well, I can tell you a little bit about this grave. This person was Norwegian, for sure, with their last name Carlson. And they were born in 1877 and died in 1936. So he didn't live really that long. Let's see, that'd be 36. I don't know. I suppose about 50 some. But the sad thing is, now we look over here, and I'm pretty sure this would be, let me see, 1870. Okay, this must have been the mother. 1879 and died in 1922. So that wasn't very old. Mother didn't live very long. And I suspect that infant mortality rates were very high. So their baby, they could have had a baby that died, maybe? I don't know. But I don't know what to think about. Whoa. This is the last name Barnesness. And they come over here. Okay, and what I figured out was, okay, this is David O. Barnesness. He was born in 1884 and died in 1949. And here's his wife, Anna G. She was born in 1883 and died in 1951. But here are their two children, and unfortunately they both died at a very young age. Okay, let's see if I can zoom in on that. Okay, Hazel lived from 1918 to 1925, so she was about 7 years old and she died. And then this one, Bernie, I presume that must be a male, lived from 1920 to 1921. So both of their children died, this one at 7 and this one at 1 year old. Very sad. And I'm sure that these people were probably pioneers. A lot of evidence to support that theory. North Dakota became a state in 1889, much later than most other states, but in 1905 it saw a huge influx of immigrants. Northern North Dakota, particularly Minot, sprang to life overnight, giving Minot the nickname of the Magic City. According to my findings, Norwegians came here to find farmland, and there were a lot of them. I am mostly Norwegian myself, and I can tell you that most of them, if not all of them, were and still are very hardworking people. The early pioneers are the ones that I'm really looking for. Coming up, I will be going to a cemetery called the Early Settlers Cemetery. I believe there's less than 10 graves there, but there could be quite a story to tell if we can find it. So stay tuned for my upcoming episode about the early settlers